Hello, crypto people. Joey here from the Chart Guys. I've been trading for 7 years and learning at the Chart Guys under Dan for 6 of them. Joined as a member in 2018. And I'm here to talk about some crypto, talk about a little stocks, talk about the broad market, and of course, talk about some altcoins. So, I hope that y'all know what I'm about to say. We're holding the weekly 12 EMA. This has been our guide for months, and another hold from the bulls here. So it was looking like bears were positioned well to take out our monthly stair step because we've got the broad market coming down, every main sector within the broad market coming down, many altcoins consolidating on the monthly. And I've been viewing Bitcoin as the last bull warrior, and that bull warrior status remains. And now we have to ask ourselves, if we're zooming into the daily here, and this is what the Bitcoin chart is looking like, and this is what the S&P 500 looks like, this is what the NASDAQ looks like. If we get temporary bottoms in the broad market and the relationship of relative strength remains as it does now with Bitcoin, then bulls are positioned well to keep the show on the road. And I felt that was the less likely scenario. I was looking for monthly consolidation to get underway. But as we were talking about last week, it's just about risk to reward, and it's about respecting that we don't know what the markets are going to do. So at this point, if we look at ES, we are up and over 4-hour 12 EMA resistance. That has been our guide. Looking at NQ, we're testing it now, trying to push up and over. That's been our guide there. And we got the clue that this is what could be shaping up here. Talked about it in the chart guys this morning. Let me see here. Where is this morning? Where is this morning? I just can't find it. I won't waste any time here. I won't waste any time. It might have been on Twitter. Now that I'm posting in multiple places, I'm losing track of stuff, which, by the way, I'll plug my Twitter here. I'm on Twitter now at JungleFunk_. Give me a follow if you like stocks and cat pics and nature pics. So the main thing is that the broad market's looking like it's putting in a bottom. We're nowhere looking for daily lower highs there, and Bitcoin is positioned well relative to that. So let's look at Bitcoin. What do we got going on? We have, that's not Bitcoin, that is the ratio. So Bitcoin is coming up to test our only real resistance nearby right now. That is 66.9K. Current high is pretty much a double top. With that, we've got a daily stair step pattern. We've got a 4-hour uptrend. It was looking like a rising wedge for a bit here. We had something like that. And you probably could adjust the lines to still have us within a rising wedge, but just gonna watch the 4-hour higher lows as bulls kind of peak above this. But trusting 4-hour higher lows, we got a little dinker here set this morning at 65.6K. And then we've got this 64.2K below that. Let's look at what is the low of yesterday. That's 64.2. So that'll be the more important support for us moving forward here. And bulls that are looking for the show to go on are scouting daily higher low positions. Next consolidation playing off of 59.6. At this point, bulls have a lot of room for that. And if we want to take the next step towards weekly 12 EMA holding, we're going to need a daily uptrend confirmed from here. So wherever this bounce tops out, we break the daily stair step. Bulls need to get some of that going. And then ultimately, we'll still just be within a sideways range if we're really trying to talk about the next leg up. Obviously, we've got to get through new all-time highs at 73.777. So that's what we've got going on with Bitcoin here. Let's take a look at Ethereum. It is a bit weaker. We have got a daily tightening range potentially. If bears defend 32.81, we know that we've already got our monthly consolidation underway here, but we know that we're absolutely looking for a monthly higher low. So step one of shaping that up will be getting a weekly bounce underway from here, which if that happens, we'd have a weekly downtrend confirmed without follow through. And that tells us to zoom out and look for a bull flag. That would be a monthly bull flag. So first question is going to be, do bulls confirm the daily uptrend by getting through 32.81? Next question will be, if they don't do that and we reject and stay within a daily equilibrium, can bulls eventually break that daily equilibrium to the upside to get that weekly bounce underway? It would be a similar result in the end for both of those scenarios. One's just faster. and one takes more time there. So similar to Bitcoin, we're watching the 4-hour uptrend. Bulls trying to get a 4-hour higher low set here at 31.69. Got the low of yesterday, 31.17. And just trusting our uptrend here. Bulls riding the 4-hour 12 EMA. And if we really want to see ETH bulls come back into the spotlight a little bit, we've got to see ETH BTC confirm a daily uptrend and get over daily 12 EMA. We know bigger picture, we're battling this key support here, but we also know burden of proof is on bulls to try to squash follow through. They're trying to squash follow through on multiple occasions here, but had it for the taking. Had it for the taking to get the first daily uptrend in quite some time, and bears still defending daily 12 EMA. So as long as daily 12 EMA is resistance on ETH BTC, then we know that ETH is the worst place to have your money compared to Bitcoin. So looking at LTC, little daily tightening range bull break, testing daily 12 EMA now. That is our weekly bounce getting underway, but we know we're looking for a weekly lower high compared to 113, we'll call it. Lots of space for that though, and we'll just trust our little daily uptrend as our guide. So last higher low is 75.80, and LTC BTC, similar to ETH BTC, struggling to get a daily uptrend. So it's holding on better than ETH BTC over the last few days, but got to get over resistance, which is 1339, and that would bring LTC into the spotlight a little bit more here. So as far as alts, we have a pretty similar structure across many alts. It was like a daily tightening range, and then one by one they've been popping through, confirming daily uptrends and getting weekly bounces underway. And just as I was talking with the Dow and the Russell, getting over 4-hour 12 EMA, foreshadowing the S&P 500 and NASDAQ doing the same. We had the same thing in alts here. Let's see, we'll go to the weekend. This is in the chart guys here. You know, what is this? Saturday night. The more alts that confirm the daily uptrend and break that tightening range to the upside, the greater the odds are that others will follow. Remaining mindful that BTC, or if BTC sets a daily lower high, alts likely to consolidate as well. And we've just seen them one by one pop off through that. So we'll kind of scroll through our list. Pendle's definitely doing its own thing. Never even got weekly consolidation underway, but this is just a daily EQ. High, low, lower high, higher low. Anything below 715 going to be another lower high. If this breaks bull, weekly stair step continues and it remains our lead bull up at blue skies. If it breaks bear, weekly consolidation underway, and as long as 12 EMA remains as support, bulls maintain control. FET, so this was daily tightening range, bull break. That is a weekly bounce trying to get underway. Bulls trying to hold weekly 12 EMA, and we'll now watch our daily uptrend. So cooling off here a little bit today, pretty tame day, daily inside bars. If those break bear, we'll look for a daily higher low compared to 185. We'll call that, and probably a 4-hour EQ. Yep, high, low, lower high, higher low. If this 4-hour EQ breaks bear, then we have got daily consolidation underway. If it breaks bull, the show goes on. Let's see. Let's look at Sol, a name that is now testing this daily resistance. Looks like we've popped it by a skosh. We had 156.06. We got 156.64. So that is another one that is following suit, pushing over daily 12 EMA. Daily uptrend going to be the guide for this weekly bounce that is now underway. And the big question will be, do we get a weekly lower high compared to all-time high? Or do bulls just V-shape it and bounce off the 2-week 12 EMA and call it a 2-week bull flag? Daily trend is going to be the guide. If we're going to V-shape it, we're going to keep the daily uptrend intact for the move up. If we're not going to V-shape it and we're going to get a weekly lower high, then the daily trend will become compromised. So let's see. RNDR is another one where we're testing this resistance right now. That is 947. We'll call it 948. And we'll see if it can follow all of these other bulls. Who's broken it? That's Phil. Phil broke it to the upside. AAVE broke it to the upside. AXS broke it to the upside. AVAX broke it to the upside. Stinkermatic has not broken it. ADA broke it to the upside. So one by one, they're all falling through. Let's look at our meme coins. Pepe broke it to the upside. Big time follow through. Weekly bounce underway. Technically still holding EMAs. You can see bulls clinging on to it. So we are in a little dinky weekly downtrend. So we've got to be cautious of a lower high compared to 920, but it's going to be the same thing always. Like, we know our most likely scenarios, and right now with this, unless we see increasing bull volume, then a lower high is the most likely scenario. But after identifying those most likely scenarios, that's where we zoom in and we lean on our trends. So we've got a daily uptrend as our guide. We're not going to get a weekly lower high if the daily trend does not become compromised. That doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to like straight up break the daily uptrend to understand that the weekly move is becoming compromised. It can just be a deep pullback that creates room for the lower high. And right here, we'll be able to say, all right, the daily trend is weakening and points towards a lower high forming. But without that, that's never, we're not going to get that lower high. It's the same thing as with Bitcoin. When we were looking for the 6-month lower high, let's go to the 6-month chart. We're talking about the 6-month lower high every stream for half a year. But the whole thing was, if we don't lose weekly 12 EMA, it's not going to shape up. And now we've been holding weekly 12 EMA since October. So the multiple time frame element of all of this is where the power comes in. Nobody has a magic 8-ball. We just look for clues. We identify what each trend means in conjunction with the other trends, and then we look for clues on those trends to extrapolate out to the larger time frames. And we take it day to day. We get new info every day. So let's see, who's popping today? Pepe is probably our lead bull on the day. Got SEI also doing good things here. We've lost the weekly uptrend. Come on, EMAs. There we go. Lost the weekly uptrend. Fallen below weekly EMAs. That is monthly consolidation underway, but we know we're looking for a monthly higher low. Now we look at retracement size of this bounce. If bulls retrace more than 50% of this move down, which would require getting over 69 cents, then that increases the odds of a monthly bull flag, because it decreases the odds that bears can do that and confirm the weekly downtrend to see deeper monthly consolidation. So watching that 0.5 retrace, if we get up like that, then swing trading bulls is going to be scouting weekly higher lows on next consolidation. And as far as our intraday, or not intraday, but daily chart, we've got a daily uptrend. We've got 4-hour uptrend. We've got 4-hour 12 EMA support. So that structure is quite similar on a lot of names here. Quite similar on a lot of names. INJ, pretty decent move off the lows. You could call it a dinky daily uptrend, but I don't know if INJ deserves that. We'll look at the 2-day for that. So big time move off the lows, 64%, lots of opportunity. Bull's going to be looking for a 2-day higher low compared to that flush low from last week down at 1812. And we've got a 4-hour uptrend, kind of scraggly, but that is the guide for this daily move. And now we're into a 4-hour EQ, low, high, higher low, lower high, higher low set. If this breaks bear, that's daily consolidation underway, 2-day consolidation shaping up. And if it breaks bull, the show goes on. Show goes on. Anything else I want to look at? Oh, let's talk about miners. So there's a big shift underway in miners here today. Let's pull up some daily charts and play spot the difference. So first, we'll look at Riot. Very strong day. Very strong day. Looking at the daily, just absolutely beasting, up 20%. Go back to the 5-minute here. Let's look at CLSK. Pretty strong day, not as strong as Riot, but up, new high of day, pushing higher, strong daily bounce. And now let's look at Mara. Mara is struggling. Look at this 5-minute chart. Nice recovery off of low of day, but we're now testing the morning high. Riot, the morning high is back here. We're 10% over the morning high on Riot. So huge shift underway. And if we look at Mara Riot ratio, you can see this shift. This is the biggest red day we've had on this ratio, maybe in ages. How big was this? That's 10.53. We're down 13%. Yeah, I won't waste time hunting for it, but huge shift underway at low of day on this ratio. And we have to be cautious. Is this, let's turn off logs so we can get a little more, don't know if that, a little more size on this. We have to be cautious. If this ratio sets a 6-month lower high compared to 215, then that will have Mara in the doghouse compared to Riot for quite some time. We know it's been Mara the strong one, Riot the weak one for quite some time now. And today is a point towards that shifting, and we'll see what kind of follow through it gets. See what kind of follow through it gets, coming down to a clear base of support. But Riot, CLSK, let's see, MSTR not giving us as much confidence that a daily higher low is the most likely scenario. Obviously not a miner, but related. Coin similar to that. So let's just focus on Riot. Tons of room for a daily higher low. CLSK, tons of room for a daily higher low. And this brings to the surface another point, like, what the heck's going on? I thought the halvening was supposed to kill the miners. Well, it brings up two things. One, the concept of being priced in, because now how it's looking is that adjustment is certainly priced in. Mara is getting smoked for quite some time, heading into the known event of the halvening. Riot getting smoked for quite some time, heading into the known event of the halvening. And now that the halvening is over, they're going up. So that sure is behaving like something that's priced in. And the other element at play is how charts guide the way. Narratives, it just gives you a bias to have to fight against. And, you know, people aren't going to like to hear this, but I don't know diddly about the halvening. I get the gist. But I don't care where it lines up within our cycles, and I'm expecting us to, you know, do this and that, and 6 months after the halvening, alts are going to go up 1,000% or whatever, because that's a bias that I don't want to have to fight. If the alts are going to go up 1,000%, guess what? We're going to confirm monthly bull flags on everything that has seen monthly consolidation. The space is going to remain healthy. We're going to maintain daily uptrends, and we're going to see healthy consolidation next time it comes. And that will tell us that, you know, alts are strong. If we get more alts into blue skies, like say we get Sol back into blue skies, like, yeah, that's a sign that, you know, we're getting that like post-halvening alt season or whatever. You know, another sign will be Bitcoin dominance, losing 2-week 12 EMA for the first time in well over a year at this point. So we know we want to see this for an alt season. Have Bitcoin chill out, have Bitcoin dominance die, and have alts go crazy. Do we need to like pull out our calendars and get out our astrological maps to try to plan ahead for this? No, we get new information every day. We adjust every day, and we take it day by day. And I say you can do whatever you want. That's what I do. That's what Dan does. It's what many people in the chart guys do. And we'll just see what we get from here. Let's check back in on old Bitcoin. So not a lot changing. Not a lot changing here. Looking at the 15-minute, got a 15-minute uptrend, a lot of room for a higher low, but I care more about the larger time frames at this point. Let's go back into these miners a little bit. I got to add CLSK to the watch list here because I want to click through these. Let's figure out what is our best daily higher low buy on the miners. And obviously we don't know, but let's parse some probabilities. Actually, we have quite a similar phenomenon here, if you want to call it that, with Riot and CLSK, where you have a clear base of support and you pop it and then you rip. CLSK, clear base of support, pop it and then rip. Yeah, honestly, tough to pick on anything, or tough to want to put your money in anything else besides CLSK just due to its clear relative strength. I won't be shocked at all if that disappears and we stay within this broader equilibrium, but for now we just got to take what the charts are giving us. So at this point, that's a weekly uptrend lost with no follow through, already retracing half of the move down. I think we're just past it now. Yeah, so odds pointing towards a monthly bull flag there. Going to be looking for daily higher lows, hourly uptrend, daily stair-step guide. Same deal as it almost always is. And as far as Riot, we know bigger picture, we're weaker, but is this going to be a quick quarterly higher low? It's only a daily bounce at this point, but it's a pretty notable daily bounce, 42%. Yeah, I think CLSK. It's tough to want to pick anything else, and you don't have to just pick one. You could do both, but for now, our Mara is giving out red flags. So if I'm playing any of these, I'm going to be focusing on the green flags. It's still a nice bounce. Tough to scoff at 23%, but when you look at peers, that's when you can start to scoff at something like that. All right, let's see what y'all got going on. What up, what up? Good morning to the morning folk. Definitely afternoon here. DK Transcends, what up? I appreciate you too, man. Thanks for tuning in. Alan, good to see you. I did have a good 420. Went out on the Parkway with a friend, had some dinner, watched the sunset, and I'm kind of like dealing with some health stuff, so I'm not smoking right now. So I made up some edibles. I did the firecrackers, like college style. Didn't really know what the dosing would be like and got way more blowed than I intended, but fortunately it's the end of the night. I don't really get stoned anymore. I like smoking weed, but I don't get stoned, except for Saturday night. All right, we got a question. If you could only choose 3 TA indicators to use for the rest of your life, what would they be and why? I would choose the 12 EMA, RSI, and I'd probably say keep your third. But if I got 3, then I guess I would do the 26 just for perspective of the 12. I don't play off the 26. I only really play off of the 12, but the 26 is there to help with like understand momentum, understand magnitude of moves. Like when you get a big move up and these EMAs pull apart, like that tells you that you're quite extended to the upside. When your EMAs cross to the downside, that tells you that you've got a notable shift underway. So I'd probably just keep it that simple, 12 and 26. Actually, maybe I wouldn't do the 26. I might do like the 200 simple moving average. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Some may say, why not volume? I don't know. Volume's important, but I don't use it as much as those other things mentioned. All right. Let's see. Let's check out Near for Roadhouse. Near USDT. Wow, that's one of our stronger bouncers for sure. So what do we got here? That's no monthly consolidation. So monthly stair step still, and bulls clinging on to weekly 12 EMA, coming into resistance of 770. We know key resistance is 9. Definitely a volatile name. And lots of room for a daily higher low next consolidation. Little dinky daily uptrend, probably 4-hour 12 EMA rider. Yep. And maybe even hourly or 15-minute. We'll go 30-minute. Boom. I love when that happens. So we got 30-minute 12 EMA. Once that's lost, we're zooming out to 4-hour 12 EMA. Crypto OG is asking if I can look at the BTC weekly moon phase chart. Just curious. Let's see if we can quickly get that indicator on there, because now I'm curious. The old moon phases. We'll look at it on the daily. Not looking too shabby, huh? Definitely getting local tops on new moons, little local bottoms on full moons. Yeah, I completely do not think stuff like this is hogwash. I don't use it in my trading personally, but not a bad look there. Not a bad look there. Got to call it how we see it. Let's see, where's our new moon coming up? Maybe in time for a daily lower high, 2-day lower high, daily consolidation, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the way I see so many things in the markets is like there are many ways to skin this cat, and anybody who thinks like my way is the way to do it, this way is wrong, is off mark, off mark. The most important thing is finding something that one is an edge and two resonates with our personality and our trading style, our strengths, our weaknesses. So, anybody who's like hasn't put in thousands of hours studying moon cycles and says that the moon cycle stuff is trash is off base. Off base, and that just is how it is. But being a naturalist and very like spiritual, in touch with Mother Nature and the universe and whatnot, I definitely think all sorts of stuff hinges on the moon cycles, and wouldn't be shocked at all, or not shocked at all, to see what we're seeing there with that. All right. Looking for relative strength to come back into TIA, says Star Parco. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. So TIA we know is one of our early blue sky bulls to top on the monthly. We know we're looking for a monthly high or low, and bulls got to get this weekly bounce underway. Got to get the weekly bounce underway by breaking above 1244. Then we got to regain a weekly uptrend. So one step at a time. We got a little daily EQ bull break. This isn't much different than LTC USD. A little daily EQ bull break, now kind of pausing. Daily EQ bull break, now kind of pausing. Let's see, let's look at TIA BTC. So that's really going to tell us where the relative strength is coming or going. So much deeper pullback, looking for the monthly high or low. And going to be similar to LTC US, or not LTC, TIA BTC, TIA USD, where we need a weekly uptrend. As step one, we got tons of room for a weekly lower high, and we've got a daily uptrend guide here. So probably looking for these bounces to top out, and then scouting plays off the lows. Obviously, it's a long range, but let's go back to TIA USD and just kind of envision how we could do this. Most aggressive bulls are going to be looking for a daily high or low, looking for the shift just to be on, go from FOMO to fear, right back to FOMO, leave everyone in the dust who's looking for a weekly high or low and all of that stuff. You're going to be looking for a daily high or low here, playing off of this double bottom. We're patient bull, so go ahead, get another move up, then start to peter down, and then you're trying to position on this pullback. And my favorite way to do it these days is, switching from a line drawing here to like drawing candles. You get like a daily stair step down, something like that. Maybe get back to 4-hour oversold. Where would 4-hour oversold be again from here? Pretty far. 4-hour oversold currently would be like 886. I guess that's not too far, but get some extension to the downside with a daily stair step pattern, and then take your crack at it on that break, wherever we come from. When that break happens, that's where you're taking your crack. You can get much more size on. You enter there, you got your stop there. Instead of like scaling in, playing off these lows, your odds of getting that trade off the ground are higher. But your size that you got to use when you are working with a 30% range, you got to use very small size. But if you do something like this, you can use much larger size. You sell half at your 1-to-1, get risk free. Then you got your stop under there. And if that ends up being, a 2-day high or low or whatever before the shift, then you're good to go. If you stop out, hopefully you're already risk free and you lose nothing, and then you try it again. So it's a trade-off. That technique described is more labor. You have to do a lot more work to get something like that off the ground, but you get to get a lot more size off the ground with that. So always a trade-off. And again, this ties into our trading style needs to match our personality and our strengths and our weaknesses. I'm at the charts all day, every day. I've got 20,000 hours under my belt, 20,000 plus. So something like that, a more hands-on approach with bigger size and less margin for error, like that's what I'm going to lean into all the time if I'm there. Somebody who has a day job or a family or even friends is probably not going to be able to do that with as much success because that's not fitting in with your life. So if you're more hands off with the stuff, then you're probably just setting loose scales down. Small loose scales, get some bounce, scale some out, get risk free, and then let the market gods do as they please. We got a good evening. Bull Strike Cheetah in the house. Got the full spectrum. You know, that's what I love about this stuff. We got people all over the world tuning in. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I'm not good at the marketing stuff of working with the chart guys, which I'm glad we're talking about this. We got marketing stuff. We got a giveaway. It's sweet stuff. Let me pull this up. We are doing an indicator giveaway. We can learn about it together. It's a giveaway for one of our free indicators, and you got 9 hours left. So sign up for that. I'm going to put the thing in here right now. And yeah, that's that. So as far as our indicators, where are they? Got some sweet ones. The back burner everybody knows about. The historical RSI is probably my favorite of the bunch. And not just because I designed it, but it's more of a quality of life thing. You know, you can get that information without the indicator, but to be able to click to a chart and get it, instantly is very cool. Trade Keeper, Lori's behind that, and Trend Scout kind of helps you with the multiple time frame analysis stuff. But yeah, enter the giveaway within 9 hours and maybe get a freebie. I did my job. So yeah, what I was saying before, I suck at the marketing stuff. I don't enjoy the marketing stuff. I'm just a chart nerd, but I do love chatting charts. I do love hanging out with people from around the world here, and I'm grateful for all of that. Bull Strike, where's the pre-market show? There's going to be no pre-market this week. Lori is dealing with an injury, so she is out of commission for the week. She's poking around the chart guys room casually, but no streaming. Let's see. Roadhouse just posted the 30-minute chart in the chat room. Nice, dude. On the same page for sure. Let's see, ND, we got a new dude in the house. Hi there. A lot of people recommend the chart guys, so this is my first live. I seem to struggle with identifying entry to trades on XAU USD and then knowing when to exit. Do you have any tips? First tip's going to be make sure that you've got some structure to your stuff, whether that be trend-based structure or EMAs. If we're looking at gold, we've got a very clear guide with the daily 12 EMA. That was the guide for a while. Then we were riding 12-hour 12 EMA. In very bullish or very bearish environments, I love EMAs for all of this stuff. You've got your uptrends within there and whatnot, but the EMAs kind of make it a little more fluid, little less rigid. So I like to use those EMAs a lot personally. But as far as entering and exiting, it's probably, I don't know where you stand because there's such a spectrum of experience. And I could say a lot of stuff that just doesn't really make any sense if you've been trading for a while. But here's the thing, even if you've been trading for a while, like how we go about things at the chart guys, it's price action trend based structure for stuff. So if you go to chartguys.com, there's like a free intro to TA course, and that kind of like explains how we go about things. And the beauty of it, just like we were talking about, we'll go back to the Bitcoin 6-month lower high example. Due to the depth of this pullback, a 6-month lower high was the most likely scenario. But we know that if we're not going to lose the weekly 12 EMA, then that 6-month lower high is not going to shape up. And that was what allowed us to stay on the right side of the trade and remain on the right side of the trade up till this point. But yeah, as far as your entries and exits, you got to ask yourself, okay, what time frame do I care about? Am I looking for a weekly high or low on gold? Am I looking for a daily high or low on gold? The larger the time frame that you're waiting for, the more conservative. The smaller the time frame, the more aggressive. And then you got to work with your nested time frame concept. So if you're looking for a weekly higher low, then you're looking for bulls to regain the daily trend. If you're looking for a daily higher low, you're looking for bulls to regain a 4-hour trend. If you're looking for a 4-hour higher low, you're looking for bulls to regain a 15-minute or hourly trend. So there's no real quick tip for that without really knowing more of where you're at. But I would recommend exhausting the free resources. There's tons of free resources, and along with that intro to TA course, I did a webinar series that the goal of the series is pretty much everything that you need to know to play the game. It's a 4-part series. If you go to the YouTube channel and playlists, it's called Joey Webinars, and I'd start going through that, and then that will probably give you a lot more of an answer than I can give you on a live stream here. I'm gonna let my cat in real quick, 1 second. Come on in, sweet potato. Come on, love. Howdy, howdy. Howdy, I'm streaming. I'll see you later. Let's see. Took a quick look at Hive, another miner. So Hive is pretty in line with Riot, it looks like, over the past. Yeah, those charts are pretty similar. It's not as strong now, but lower low, no follow through, lower low, no follow through. This could be like a weekly falling wedge looking for a quarterly higher low. That's what bulls hope for, but got to go one step at a time. It's definitely stronger daily bounce than Mara, weaker than Riot and CLSK, but bulls creating room for a daily higher low regardless. Let's see, Afro Samurai starting to enjoy, or not starting. I love trading, especially now that I understand some of it thanks to the chart guys. That is good to hear, sir. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. It's always funny. You see some people on Reddit and they're just like, oh, the chart guys just doing what they do for YouTube revenue. I think that overall YouTube revenue, since when Dan started posting vids in like 2015 or whatever, I think it's like 100K or something over almost 10 years now at this point. So we don't do it for the YouTube revenue. I'll tell you that. Oh, Ryan V helping me with the marketing. Hit the like button, please. I forget all this stuff. Okay, ND, you're much more of a shorter time frame trader if you're looking at 5-minute time frames and whatnot. So basically everything that I said, weekly, daily, 4-hour, that the fractal nature of all of this is what makes it beautiful, because that same thing applies to 5-minute and hourly and 15-minute and 4-hour and all of that. So if you're making trades on the 5-minute, you want your hourly and 4-hour to be guiding your action. So how I like to view it is you have a task and then a tool. So your task would be like, I'm looking for an hourly higher low off the 12 EMA. Your tool then is zooming into the 5-minute and seeing if you have a head and shoulders, a wedge, a trend change, a stair step, something like that. So that's the third webinar that talks about the task and tool. And that's pretty much always my frame of mind with any of this stuff. What's my task and what tools do I have present to try to execute that? And we don't get to pick our tools. The market shows us what tool needs to be used. And we have our tool bag. And, it's like being a maintenance man. You show up to a job, you don't necessarily know what's going on, whether you're replacing an electrical outlet or if you're, Harrison, can you get off here, please, babe? I'm knocking shit over. Are we replacing an electrical outlet, or are we installing a garbage disposal? You got different tools for that stuff. And once you show up, then you go into your tool bag and then you execute. Let's see, Bull Strike Cheetah. Glad you enjoyed the webinar. Boy, this cat, he's feisty today. All right, last question here. Any signs, in your opinion, of a left translated cycle, or is that not something you pay much attention to? I don't know what that means, sir, so I'm not paying attention to it. I'm well aware of market cycles. I'm well aware of crypto cycles, but I don't put any timeline on it. I don't do any like anticipatory stuff from like a secular standpoint. It's all trend-based stuff for me. So that way, no matter what you think doesn't matter. And that's one of the ultimate truths of the market. And I think that's my biggest beef with biases is what we think doesn't matter. What we think does not matter. What the markets are doing is the only one truth out there is what is the price right now? What was the price yesterday? So what the price is now, what the price was yesterday, what it was a week ago, that gives us our trends. And then we are able to have a trend-based structure that then gives us the ability to identify what's going on with those trends. What are the implications? Where do those implications extrapolate out to? And then that's going to guide my stuff. So Afro Samurai, what's your personal views on Bitcoin, bearish or bullish on daily and weekly? I'm bullish on Bitcoin as long as we're holding weekly 12 EMA. As long as we're holding weekly 12 EMA, same thing it's been for multiple months. And I am bullish on the daily for now, as long as we have the daily stair step intact. Once that breaks, I'll be bearish on the daily, looking for daily consolidation. Once we get back down into the range where we're looking for a higher low, I'll be back to being bullish on the daily, looking for the higher low. And, it's here. Hold on just a second. Babe, let's get you back outside. Good heavens. He's gone mad. He's gone mad. Yeah, I mean, Afro Samurai, my stance has been the same for months now at this point. Stance has been the same at months now at this point. Break the monthly stair step, I'll be more broadly bearish. Hold the weekly 12 EMA, I'll remain bullish. As far as our daily, we're testing resistance. We know we'll get daily consolidation eventually. I'm not getting bullish here now, but anybody who's in from, and another shout out to the historical RSI indicator, that weekly 12 EMA flush down here, 5-minute historical RSI, 15-minute historical RSI, and that was the second one. We had the same thing a few days prior. So definitely sweet. But if you're in from down there, yeah, you're still comfortably bullish here. You're still comfortably bullish because your average is down there. You're not like trying to enter here. If you're trying to enter here, good odds that you'll be underwater at some point in the next week. Imagining we get daily consolidation, even if we bounce up a few more days and then pull back, healthy daily consolidation, you'd be underwater. So if you're looking bullish, you want to wait for daily consolidation, look to position down here, then go for a trend change and keep the show on the road. Is the correlation between crypto and SMH still going? Let's take a look. We'll go Bitcoin weekly. It definitely broke a little bit on Friday with semiconductors getting absolutely smoked. Why does this look funny? What the heck? Where did that go? Give me a second. Yeah, I mean, so it's busted to a degree. Got SMH, deep pullback, losing weekly support. Bitcoin technically lost it by a bit, but held the 12 EMA. So it's busted to a degree, but if we look at the daily, that's not giving us too much. Let's just go just to SMH. Bull's trying to get some bounce underway, but yeah, not trading in step as they were recently. I'm checking on NVDA. I got a nice position off the ground on the Chart Guys stream this morning hoping to swing that puppy. Obviously, a ton more work to do, though. Ton more work to do. All right, that's all I've got. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. We'll see you later this week for a check-in. Don't forget about that indicator giveaway. Don't forget to hit me up on Twitter if you're so inclined. And if you want me to stay on Twitter, I've been resisting it for a decade. And now I'm here. I'm enjoying it so far. It's been pretty fun. But yeah, engagement is what will keep that going. I'm not going to just yell into a void. Not just going to yell into a void. All right, farewell. Manage your risk. Look for some higher lows next consolidation if you are so inclined. That's a personal decision, not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And that's all I got. Take it easy, everybody. Adios.